We're back after a week off just to remind you all that we have the perfect soundtrack to your wedding entrance right here with the theme song to the 1 hour, One Brain Cell podcast. What is that? Show us your artwork. He's so proud. Look at that.
Do you
Was it
like
like
it?
I really do. Was it like a wine and paint night or something? What did
Yeah,
you do?
yeah, it
Nice.
was.
Why did you make it's a very Soundgarden black hole sun though? What happened with that?
Oh, this no, that was intentional. That's the little the thing that we were supposed to go off of was that way. It was like a darker kind of purplish type
Okay.
sun, and so that's yeah. So that was intentional. That was the color I
Use
chose.
supermassive black hole. Excellent.
Yeah, yeah. So
All right.
it was creative. There are no mistakes, just happy accidents, and so that's what I'm calling this painting. I'm calling it happy accidents. As you can see, I took artistic license with the palm trees.
Yeah.
I'll give you a closer look, but there we
Yeah,
go.
let me see the details there. What's going on the top of that car? Is it like a roof rack? Is it a
Oh, it's a little like canoe kind of.
Okay, I see. Yep.
This is like my bullpen car kind of because I don't know what
Okay.
the
Yep.
frick that
The
was that I
bullpen
tried to
car.
make, but that's
There's
what
a
it looks
lot
like.
of there's a lot of windows to that vehicle.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in case you're new
yeah, and
here, I'm joined by
my
my co-host Bob
little
Ross.
my little drone there.
That's crazy. Not the drone in the desert.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Um, I am joined by my co-host. I had a great intro for you prepared, forgot it. So,
So true. So true,
which I
bestie.
think happens every. I tell you that every week on this show. I'm like, damn, I got a great one,
Yeah.
and it just evaporated out of my memory. But yeah, I am joined by my co-host Jordan, who should have gotten the blue and white flags for and didn't get out of my way during karting. You were blocking. You were
I was
blocking my lane.
absolutely not blocking. You fishtailed and hit me like 3 times, so you should have got black and white or at least a 10-second penalty for causing a collision. I was trying to pass safely. We'll get to that. Because you and I have not chatted since I visited, since
Mm-hmm.
we went
Yes.
karting, since we took down a triple dipper. If you saw it on our podcast page, Richie's currently taking down a plain bagel. Um, this is really something. It's podcast after dark hours. Where do you want to start? Yeah, no cream cheese, no peanut butter, no jam, no butter, nothing. Just blueberries and a dream.
Hey, don't make fun of the don't hate, create. Is that what they say? Don't hate the player, hate the game.
All right. I mean, good for you, I guess, but I simply can't imagine going to my kitchen, not to just popping open the bag, not toasting it, and taking out a half a bagel. I know it's chewy over there. I know it. It's doughy. Yeah. Excellent. Okay. Since your mouth is full, I'm dictating where we start, which is I want to talk about the wedding lineup meme because then we can get it out of the way. But this is a thing that happened on TikTok in the last, what would you say, like week and a half, week? It's like
Mm-hmm.
recent. And I think it started out as a joke, but it was like people trying to pick the most absurd songs for a bride or a groom or, gender neutral person getting married to walk down the aisle to. And they were increasingly more difficult, where it would be songs from a rave or the bridesmaids would have to be doing death drops or there was all kinds of stuff involved. Your light is having a freak out back there. This looks like my apartment. You should get
Par
a light
for the
bulb change.
course.
Yeah.
Nah, no, because this isn't my bedroom, and so like it's on the ceiling fan up above, and so it's like almost impossible to get to, because I have the bed below it. So there's gonna have to be some sort of movement,
Oh yeah.
and I'm not in this room enough to where it's gonna bother me. So
Yeah. I told you that, right? When the maintenance person came to change mine, he was like, "Thank God you don't have the bed in here."
yeah, yep.
that is a safety hazard. Anyway, the wedding lineup memes were hysterical, and it would be different mashups of things. People were doing like, didn't I see somebody do it to 33 Max Verstappen, where it was like
Yes,
the
absolutely.
bridesmaids have point 0.1 second to get down the aisle, and then it's like a second set of doors open, and there's Max Verstappen, or like just whatever. But we're having fun sending those to each other because they're
Hmm.
getting increasingly ridiculous as this trend goes on until it expires eventually.
I had to explain that meme to Corey over the weekend because she had not seen it.
Yeah.
And I was like, you must be on the wrong side of TikTok. Please come join us.
Mm-hmm. You should join our singularity of the algorithm where we send each other things that the other person has already sent on the regular.
True. I'm gonna go
Um,
turn off this light because it's
yeah.
really annoying me.
All right, go for it.
It's also the only fan I have in here, so this might get it might get a little
Oh, it's gonna
little
get
spicy in
toasty
here.
up in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. While he's gone, tell me what song the you would pick for your wedding lineup meme. All right, I'm gonna throw it over to you because I feel like you have a lot more to talk about than I do because you've been kind of busy. But what is this that you've put on the list about the conundrum of eBay shipping?
Okay. Yeah, this is a little bit old from a couple weeks ago, and luckily everything turned out okay. But I have been dabbling in the world of eBay, selling stuff on eBay, and I've been somewhat successful. I've sold multiple things on there. I was at my parents' house not too long ago, and I got a trunk of stuff, and in the trunk of stuff was old sealed baseball cards from like 1990 and 1991 that my grandfather had bought and had been in there for a while. And I was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna see what these are worth. And so I put multiple of them on there, probably 5 or 6 different, pretty big sets of cards that were still sealed. It's like, all right, we'll see. Maybe they're worth something, maybe they're not. And I sold 2 of them, actually 3 of them. 2 were a set, and I sold 3 of these for like, I don't know, $80 or something.
All right.
All right, like $40 a piece, which is like, I did not expect. Um, and they sold within like 48 hours of me putting them up on there, and so they both sold in quick succession, which I was not expecting. So my conundrum was the following, which is I have 2 different orders going to 2 different people that are 2 different things. How do I differentiate which box is which that needs each label? Because I don't have a printer. Because who needs printers anymore? Printers are for the birds. Um,
Yeah.
which time out? Are you familiar with that phrase "for the birds"?
I mean, I've heard it used. Like, I'm aware of it. Is there a historical context behind it?
No, I was just wondering if you've heard it before because
Yeah.
Scotty was giving me crap because I used that in a sentence like that about a month and a half ago, and he was like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "You've never heard
No.
that phrase before?" It's like you're crazy.
Yeah, it's like something is just you don't use it anymore. It's irrelevant.
Yeah,
It's yeah.
exactly. Yes, thank you.
Right.
So yeah, so printers are for the birds. So instead, I just, I'll go to the post office and I'll, give them the QR code so they can print out the shipping label. And that was where my anxiousness was coming from because I was like, oh shit, how do I differentiate these 2 boxes from one another so that way I don't accidentally mix them up and they go to the wrong person.
Yeah.
So I think I managed to figure it out and keep things organized to where I knew which one was going where. They have
Right.
since they have since been delivered and I've heard no issues. So I'm assuming everything went okay, but the amount of like the hours on end that I spent like with that not sleeping because I
Just
couldn't.
agonizing over making sure these packages went to the right place. You worried about
Yes.
it more than the postal service worried about it.
Yes. Yes.
Yep. Good. Well, congratulations on your chunk of change. That is helpful.
Yes. Yes. I like that a lot. A lot of it has been turned into more vinyl, which I purchased. So,
Yeah. Do you want to tell the people about your haul since we're on it?
oh yeah, yeah. I can even go grab them because they're out there.
Yeah.
So I in my hyperfixations that I go through,
We all do it.
I managed to find this because it popped up on my TikTok and people were talking about it. I was like, it's an app called Whatnot. And I've never heard about this app before. And I was like, all right, I'll check this app out and just kind of see what the vibes are. Because basically like eBay, but it's QVC style. So you can go live and they'll auction off, items,
Yeah, and the
vinyls,
starting bids are all really. It's like a penny auction. If the starting
almost,
bids are
yeah,
all really really low on stuff.
for the most part, yeah. And so that's what I did, and I was like, this would be a good place to look for vinyl, and it is 100% because I have found so many deals on this place that I have bought so much vinyl over the last week. A lot of which great deals. Some of which I bought some vinyls that I'm probably gonna flip for more money that I found great deals on. So, back to you for a second while I go grab my show and tell.
Okay, great.
Talk to the people. Did you
Okay,
you bought
alright.
some vinyl? You bought some vinyls recently
I
too,
did.
so you can.
I bought some
Yeah.
vinyl. Yeah, I don't have the show and tell handy on one of them, but yeah, Richie referred me to that app actually, so I have some credit, I guess, that I need to spend on it, but I don't know if I'm gonna do it. It stresses me out. eBay auctions stress me out, and especially eBay auctions for vinyl. But I've got good deals on things through there just by being patient. But I came up with two vinyl records, one of which is the Noah Kahn Cape Elizabeth EP that's pressed on like a ocean kind of aqua vinyl. That was actually when I was back in Arizona. We went record shopping, and Richie abstained from
I
buying any
did.
vinyl there, surprisingly. And he's like, "No, I'm being good about it." And then he came back and now has this whole haul of vinyl. But we all go through phases on it. And the one I don't have yet, which is currently in transit to me, is the Tate McRae So Close to What. It's an alternate pressing, so it's like a purple with gold marbling, which is supposed to look pretty cool. So we'll see. Hopefully it arrives safely. I haven't had an issue yet, so knock on wood.
Beautiful. All right, so here's what I got. I've been looking for this one for a while. This is
Mm-hmm.
the Glass Animals Dreamland. I think we found it at Zia, but it was like 30
You picked
bucks
that
or
one up.
something.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember you picked that one up.
And so I was like, yeah, I'm not spending 30 bucks on that. So shout out $10 for the Target exclusive Dreamland.
Well done.
Like
Yeah.
genius. Absolutely genius. Urban Outfitters did have a sale this week and they put out a bunch of records. One of which was medium build, Mr. Build, as we like to call him in these parts.
Mr.
Um,
Build.
and, and there was a special pressing of Country, his album from last year. It was 40 bucks. I was like, that's too much. So on the same place, same vinyl shop on Whatnot, they had medium build Country for 10 bucks. This is on just regular black, but
Yeah,
I mean, one of my favorite albums in recent memory, so I had to pick that up for cheap.
that's a good record. Yep.
Absolutely. And then the other one I got, which I told you about, that I had bought, that's still cheap. It's only $15. So if you want it, it's got Agatha All Along on there. You can get it for like 15 bucks. I think they still had some copies left. I bought the
Yep.
WandaVision.
Nice.
This is on red vinyl, and I'm pretty sure this was a D23 exclusive. I think
that's
that's
cool.
the pressing that this is. I'll have to do a little extra research because it doesn't say it on here. It just says on red vinyl.
Yeah,
So
it does say D23 exclusive red vinyl. It's pure red. It's like the like your Urban Outfitters Uncanny Valley that's
yeah,
on its way to you. That's a great
yes.
pressing, by the way. I have that one. Love that one.
And that one I got for $5, which is
There you
like,
go.
let's go. Plus shipping, so it ended up being $10. But I mean, come on, $10. Like you're spending $10 on like your favorite albums that you listen to. Like that's a
Yeah.
steal.
Well, and,
But
and
anyway,
for modern records as well that are usually much higher priced for longer, like you can go get old stuff for that price, but
yeah,
for some of the more modern pressings, they usually hold value for a long time. So that's a good deal.
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, so WandaVision, I might resell this because it's reselling for like 40 or 50 bucks on eBay.
Oh,
So,
flip it. Yeah. If you want to, if you
yeah,
want to enter the world of eBay selling again, You can flip it.
So I think I bought it as like a to flip it, but if I want to keep it, it's still cool because we're both big fans of the show, obviously,
Yeah,
and it's got Agatha all along on there, so
that's a good
that's a
track.
win. That's a win-win for
Clearly,
us.
clearly that's a good track. We're fans here.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Good stuff. Good haul. All right. Where are we going? Let's go to this bullet point you have on here. The worst list I've ever seen.
Okay, yeah. So this was a couple weeks ago. Let me see if I can bring it up. Okay, this was here we go. Top. So this list was the top 100 movies since 2020. And it was from, and I sent the link to, here we go, top 100 movies since 2020. Because I got to, where is this? Dang it, I don't know why I didn't put the damn list in the link in the list. Oh,
Was it
IndieWire, here we
really
go.
since 2020 or was it since 2000? That was a different thing.
Yes, that's a different thing. This is a
Okay.
two different lists.
Yes,
But yeah,
this is
the
the IndieWire list. Okay.
IndieWire list was the worst list I've ever seen in my life. Um, it it was
This
made,
article was written by somebody that hates movies.
dude, absolutely. Like we're not gonna dive too deep into this because there's only a couple things on here that. Did my Wi-Fi just die?
No, but your audio is crackling. Maybe you did die a little bit, but
Am I back?
hold on, check it. Well, you still
Check 1 2
crackling, but
1 2 1 2.
yeah, you
Hello?
got something going on over there.
All right, you
I don't know
can
what it is.
keep talking and I'll figure this out.
All right, I'll keep talking. All right, yeah, this list was written by somebody that hates movies. And like not to shade anybody too much, but they had, number 100 on this list, they had Megalopolis, which I feel like a lot of people, like collectively, we can just all agree that that was a big budget waste of time. Um, the list is crazy. I'm just gonna kind of jump in the some of the highlights here, but I mean they don't have. I mean they could have done such a better job, and I feel like a lot of it was time spent talk talk Valentina.
Hello, hello.
Better, much better, yeah.
Okay,
um
good.
I feel like much of this list was spent grabbing at straws to try and pick the most like niche curated film boy letterboxed choices for things instead of just objectively picking movies that everybody agrees are good. Does that feel right to you? And he's on mute.
Oh, sorry. There we go. Yeah, it was a list. What a disaster. Can you tell I'm a disaster today? We didn't even tell the people why I'm wearing a towel on my neck.
I didn't know if it really needed explanation. That might have just been an aesthetic choice. It's hot outside, y'all.
Anyway,
Do you gotta do?
yeah, it's hot, y'all.
It was outside, y'all. Brain rot. JB brain rot.
Jesus Christ. Sorry, folks.
Oh boy.
A joke just went over everybody's head who's listening to this.
Yeah.
It makes us laugh, so that's important.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this list was literally made by just a bunch of folks who are pretentious and just wanted to feel like they're smarter than everybody else. That's the list. Like, for example, the thing that got me when I saw it, not only obviously Megalopolis being number 100, get out of here with that, but if you go all the way to like near the top, inside the top 25 is Jackass 4. Jackass Forever is number 27. Like,
Yep.
what?
Yeah.
Not a real list.
No, that can't be a real list. And a lot of these were movies that like went direct to streaming or things like that were, I also not that I didn't like Top Gun Maverick, but I don't think Top Gun Maverick deserves a place in the top 5. I think they maybe had it at 6. They had it at 7. I don't think it deserves a place in the top 7. I could put it in the
No.
top like 15 because it did a lot for like bringing people back to the movies after the pandemic and whatever. It was a good film. It was well shot. Whatever. I enjoyed it. I don't believe it is in the top 10 of the 2020s by any stretch of the imagination.
I don't think so either. I do not think so either. Yeah, so silly ass list, IndieWire.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Don't need to spend any more time talking about it because it just is here to piss people off.
Yeah, objectively, our list is much better, which you
Yes.
came up with. The New York, I think it was the New York Times, was
New York
asking,
Times. Yes.
polling people about you could submit your own ballot for what you thought the top 10 movies of the decade were, of the 2000s, which
2000s
is
since the 21st century. Yes.
impossible. That is impossible to to choose just 10 movies from 2000 to 2025. To narrow that down to your top 10 is incredibly difficult. And they put some links in there about like, here's what some of our editors thought and here's what some other people thought, and just, in case you need ideas. But Richie and I came up with our own lists. I don't know if you have yours handy. I have mine handy. If
I
you
do have
wanna
mine handy. I can. I don't have it.
throw some pics.
I don't have it ready to bring up
Oh, neither do
at the
I.
moment.
I mean,
But
I
yeah.
could, but I don't. Yeah. We can just read it off.
We can just
I have
talk.
a-
That's fine.
I have an airdropped screenshot of it.
That works. That works. I
Yeah,
can do the same.
I
There's-
came prepared for class
oh,
today.
oh, I'm not on Wi-Fi, so it's not gonna work. Dang it.
All right, do
that's
your
fine.
thing. Let's
We
do
have
your
not.
list.
Yeah, we have not seen each other's list. We had not talked about each other's list. We were saving it for the podcast. So
Yep.
this is going to be in no particular order. I did not rank them 10 to 1.
I didn't either.
I just did my best to pick 10 movies. Half of these you'll be like, oh yeah, of course that makes sense for Richie 100%. I
Right.
chose a couple
Richie has
off the beat.
Oppenheimer on his list.
Yes, I do. Spit take.
Yep. Par for the course.
Okay, so yes, Oppenheimer's on the list. There are a couple others that are maybe a little bit off the beaten path. I guess not off the beaten path by any means, but like I tried to kind of make a nice, well-rounded list instead of just picking Christopher Nolan movies. Because I could have picked 10 Christopher Nolan movies.
Hey,
and
I
would have
got a
been
Nolan
perfectly.
movie. It's fine. Yeah.
Let's go. Heck yeah. Okay, so you want to just go? Should we go back and forth? I think that'd be fun. We kind of just went
Yeah.
back and forth. Yeah.
Let's go back and forth.
Okay. First on my list here is Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers, which I know you've never seen.
I've not, but I saw that on a lot of people's lists, and based on its cultural impact, I think that fits. Although there are films with cultural impact that you and I talked about that maybe don't fit, like Avatar,
Yes.
where I was
Yes.
like, I'm unwilling to put that in my top 10, even though it made $1 billion and has now like 5 films. But I, to this day, like could barely tell you any plot point about what occurred in the first Avatar movie.
Oh,
I know
I
I
can give you the
saw
whole.
it.
I can give you the whole
remember
rundown if you want. I love the Avatar movies.
I'm good, thanks.
Are you gonna go see the
Maybe
third one?
next time. Probably not.
Okay, fine,
It's
whatever.
blue people. What am I
Loser.
missing? I could go see the
Fine.
Smurfs movie if I wanted to see blue people. Go see Blue Man Group.
You're just a hater. I dare
Maybe
you.
I am.
That would be a better. Instead of playing slots when you go to Vegas for Gaga,
Go see Blue Man Group.
go see Blue Man Group. Because if you go play slots, I will show up at your door and drag you away. If you go
You
see
don't
Blue
know
Man
where I'm
Group,
staying. You've threatened this, but you still don't know where I'm staying, and you don't have the witches on your side like I do. Okay. One of my choices in no particular order was Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind,
I like that movie.
2004. Yeah.
Great movie. Yeah. Jim Carrey was like, that was when Jim Carrey was in his like dramatic era.
Dramatic
And
Jim
like
Carrey.
low key, great actor.
He was.
There's a couple
He's got
movies there
range.
where he was actually like low key really good, and Eternal Sunshine is one of them. So great,
Yeah.
great pick. Yeah.
Thank you.
I have Gladiator on my list, the first one.
Okay. I have Us, Jordan Peele's Us from 2019. I almost put Get Out on there, but as a whole, I think I enjoyed Us a little bit more.
Good. Glad you mentioned that because I have Get Out on my list.
There you go.
Because I really liked Us as well. I've never gone back and rewatched it, but like I remember seeing the first time in the theater and being like so anxious the entire time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Get Out and Us are both better than Nope. I enjoyed Nope. I thought it was cool, but it was still, there's that whole, do you remember the whole monkey scene in Nope that I still don't
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah, on the talk show, and they had the monkey that like ripped everyone apart.
Yeah.
I think that movie was like trying too hard to kind of toe the line into like a Wes Anderson film or something, but like horror Wes Anderson. I don't know. It was weird. It didn't really make sense to me. I get
Yep.
it, like metaphorically, I get it, but yeah, it didn't hit as hard as the other two.
I agree. I agree. I
Um,
lost you for part of that there, but that's okay. We move on.
I didn't lose me, but maybe you lost me for Wi-Fi or whatever reasons. Don't ask for directions if you lose me
Okay.
again.
Go ahead.
Um,
Next for you.
I have Inglorious Bastards
Me
2009.
too.
Hmm.
Me too.
Good choice. I think it's a good choice.
Great choice.
Okay.
Great choice. I have it on Blu-ray. I was in between, so I was talking to Corey about this, and um, I said that I like Kill Bill more,
Hmm.
1 and 2, but I don't view them as one singular. I don't view them as two separate movies. I view them as one together story. So I
Oh,
couldn't.
interesting.
Yeah, it's like I couldn't go and pick one or the other to put on the list or put
I
both on
put
the
volume
list.
one.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. So I was like, okay, well, I can't, I didn't want to do that. So even though volume one, I think is in my letterbox top four, Inglorious Bastards to me got the Tarantino,
Mm,
pick for me. So
yep. All right. Go ahead, because I guess I got a bonus one, so
yes, you did. Interstellar.
that's on mine.
Yes.
Hmm.
Let's
We
go.
have some crossover here.
I did not expect this to happen as much.
Yeah. Okay, go again.
Um, Up.
I did not have Up. That's a good choice. That's a good choice. I have, unsurprisingly to you, 2016's La La Land, directed by Damien Chazelle.
Yes. Yes.
Mm.
Good choice. Um, I will go with I want it was Pride Month when I put this together, so I had to, do my best to
Hmm.
incorporate some queer cinema on my list. So I went with
Ally.
Brokeback Mountain. Brian
Okay.
Brokeback Mountain, which I thought
20,
why what
25th anniversary this year?
20th.
20, yeah.
20th. And I watched for the first time this year actually, earlier this year. And just great movie. Should have
All
won
right.
best picture, but
I had, this counts as Pride Month. I put Moulin Rouge on there. 2001,
Moulin
Moulin Rouge.
Moulin Rouge over Chicago.
I did, yep. That's maybe controversial, but I love the Rouge. I go back to that frequently.
I did. I like that movie. Baz Luhrmann.
Yeah,
Um,
crazy. Absolutely crazy. Love him.
I still want to see that on Broadway too.
It's great.
You've
It's coming to Gamage in a couple of weeks.
oh,
The tour. Yeah.
maybe I'll go check it out. One ticket, please.
You could. What you got?
Okay. Roma from 2018, Alfonso Cuarón. Have you seen
Okay.
it?
Never saw it.
It's on Netflix. Um, and black and white, semi-autobiographical, and it was one of those movies that I thought should have been in better contention for Best Picture that year,
Hmm.
and it really wasn't. Um, but I love that movie. I still like. I've only seen it like once or twice, but I can still picture particular scenes from that movie in my mind, and I loved it. Terrific movie.
Yeah. All right. I will double dip Christopher Nolan, The Dark Knight, 2008.
I can see that. I
They're
can see that.
screening that in 70 millimeter here soon in Indy.
Oh, no way.
Mm.
Oh, fancy. That'd be sick.
Hmm.
Yeah, I did not. Surprisingly, didn't put any superheroes on my list.
I fought hard to keep it off, but it was like either that or Spider Verse was like going on there, and I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, just pick one. Just
Yep.
pick one. Yeah.
I can't. Part of that too was like, if you're gonna pick a comic book movie, The Dark Knight is generally kind of the one seed for most people. And I
I
was
think
like,
so.
I can't put 3 Christopher Nolan movies on my list.
Yeah. I had to hold
Two
the
is
line at two. I was like,
yeah.
that's too much Tarantino and too much Nolan. Otherwise, I sound like a film bro. So I have to boot
Too
that
much. I
off.
was gonna say, yeah, you're listening mine there for a little bit. I think the only one that I haven't mentioned yet is the Florida Project which I think
Okay.
we talked about previously on this show because I watched it earlier this year.
I
Um, s-
personally disliked that movie, but I know you liked it.
yeah, we talked about it.
Hmm.
And I adore that movie. In terms of like, it was so unique, and like we talked about it before, so we don't dive too deeply into it. But again, like it was so well done and so memorable for me, um, that it is shot, from what I understand, shot on an iPhone too, back in 2017. So I like the Florida Project more than Enora. Same director, so
Willem Defriend. Yeah,
Willem Defriend, yes.
Willem Defriend. And then my last choice, I had Ocean's 11 from 2001, and if you count, I only had 9 movies because the optimist in me wants to say that perhaps the best movie of the 21st century hasn't been made yet. So
Oh my
keep cooking,
god,
kids.
that may
There's
be the
some kid out
dumbest
there
thing
that
you've said on the
wants to.
show.
There's some kid out there that wants to be a filmmaker that wants to make the best movie of the 21st century. Like, I'm saving a spot. I'm symbolically saving a spot for them.
Saving a spot for Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, which is coming out next year.
I'm holding space for something that's not Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. I'm not going to see that. I'm so sorry. I'm
What? That's
not.
insane. You're insane.
I don't care. I had to read The Odyssey. I don't want to
So
do
did
it.
I. Everybody did. Yes, we all did.
Not everybody, but yeah, sure.
I'm okay. If you come visit again next year in July, I'm going to kidnap you. Be like, hey, because again, I can carpool, so I'll just be like, hey, let's, and then I will kidnap you, and then I will force you to go see the movie.
I'm not getting in the car with you. 911. Yeah, we're not doing that. No, thank you.
I think you're lying to
Uh,
yourself because it's gonna come out. It's gonna be like the movie of the year. Everybody's
no,
gonna
I
be
don't
talking about it,
care.
and
I
you're just,
just don't care.
and you're gonna be the only one that hasn't seen it. It's
Okay.
don't be that guy, for goodness sake.
I just don't care. I can't bring myself to care about Matt Damon playing a Greek guy. I can't bring myself to care. Sorry. I
Get
respect
out.
Christopher Nolan as a director, but I just don't have an attachment to this project. There it is. All right.
To each their own. We're fighting
Podcast
now.
ended.
We're
Friendship
fighting.
ended. All right. Speaking of movies, let's talk about a movie we both agreed was pretty okay. Let's talk about the F1 movie.
Yes. Okay, so you and I texted a little bit about it, but we haven't gone full depth into this.
Hmm.
So I saw it on Monday night before the week it came out,
Hmm.
and because I saw it super early, and so I was like, it was Monday 7 p.m. showing, and place was packed. There were like 2-3 dozen people in line to get popcorn when there was like poor one person working because they didn't realize how busy the theater was going to be on a Monday night.
Hmm.
So many people came dressed in their F1 merch. Saw just about every team except for did not see RB, did not see Sauber.
All
I
right.
think I even saw an Aston Martin. Saw
I
somebody
didn't.
wearing Aston.
I don't think I have any Aston Martin in my showing. I think it was all Red Bull, Ferrari, McLaren. Lots of IndyCar merch, which I guess
Yeah.
was cool too. Yeah.
So yeah, I think we've said both said that we went into this movie with like casually optimistic that we
Hmm.
knew the story was going to be less than stellar, but we were excited for the racing scenes. And I'm pretty sure that's exactly the movie we got.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It was. I wasn't hoping for anything more than that. I think story wise, it was. It was kind of like Top Gun, but in race cars.
Mm-hmm.
The and to the credit of everybody involved, that really seemed like their passion for this was to make a movie that felt like you were in the race car with the race scenes. They did a great job of that. If that's
Mm-hmm.
what you go for, they executed that really well. I could soapbox on it about the fact that pretty much every female character in this movie was like treated as irrelevant or in the way
Yeah.
or not great from a number of perspectives, but it was entertaining enough, and I think it'll bring people that were previously not interested in F1 into the sport or into racing or whatever, which was the ambition. And Lewis Hamilton got to Aura Farm for like 2 seconds on camera. So, worth it.
Absolutely. Yeah, as expected, like even some of the racing scenes, like I tried to warn you as best I could, like turn your brain off for even some of the racing scenes because it's a lot of it was so silly and overblown and not realistic
Sure.
in some of the racing scenes, even with how
Yeah,
the it,
in this version, the FIA does not exist, and you can't get penalized for doing anything weird on track.
it 100% true. Yeah, it was. That's like I have so many times I was like, this that doesn't happen this way. That doesn't happen this way. That doesn't happen this way. This is crazy. You're not gonna leave a guy. Spoilers, by the way.
Yeah,
Make
we
sure we
can
take
tag it.
spoilers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, leaving a guy out on slick tires when it is pouring rain pouring rain, like literally gonna kill the guy.
Having a
And
guy
he
intentionally sit in his pit box for 30 seconds to hold up the
unreal.
rest of
That
the
made me
field.
so mad.
I was like, what is this? This is Crashgate. It's if you turn off your brain about the actual logistics and racing etiquette of something and you're just out to see people drive cars fast, then it's cool. It's cool enough.
Yeah. I mean, again,
like it.
we should have known this was going to be the case from right off the bat when we knew Brad Pitt was going to be the lead character in this.
Yeah.
And they tried their darndest to make it seem reasonable that they would bring in this 60-year-old guy to come drive a Formula One race car.
Sure. Yeah, it
Like
became Brad Pitt the movie, but whatever.
and and I still didn't really buy it 100%. Like, oh, it was, yeah, it was. I mean, they were like, oh, we're super duper desperate. Nobody else will drive for us. Let's go get this random guy off the street instead of bringing in another F2 driver. Like, yeah, the whole premise is silly. It's a silly movie. It was still fun. My original rating for most of the movie was going to be around a 3.5. And then I said, Richard, you idiot, stop being a curmudgeon. This movie's, you're not supposed to take it that seriously. And so I ended up giving it a 4 because it was fun. It was exactly the movie it was supposed to be and what they made to make. Outside of a couple things, like you said, you and I were texting back and forth. The whole romance was just god awful.
Yeah.
Didn't need it. Like just
It didn't well, okay, I'll say it didn't add anything, but I guess you needed something for everyone to go to the movies and enjoy. So for all the people that got dragged there that are there to see the romantic relationship on screen, all right, here's something for you too. We'll throw you a bone.
I did
that was my breakdown on it was that it lost points for that. So I got my review, which I gave it 4.5, minus a half star for total inaccuracy occasionally, minus a half star for the non-HR sponsored workplace relationship, minus a half star for not playing all of the Tate McRae track, plus 0.5 for Max giving Brad Pitt the finger and calling him naughty, plus 0.5 for Fred Vasseur's accidentally super icy line delivery in the team principal's press conference.
Yeah.
And did you watch Killing Eve?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, the team principal at Apex was Constantine, so I just
Yes.
could not unsee that the whole time.
Time out.
I was like, where's
Time out.
Jodie Comer?
Time out.
Yeah.
Are you on drugs? That you just asked me if
am I
I've
on
seen.
drugs?
You just asked me if I've seen Killing Eve.
Well, I'm like, I don't know how much of it you watched or how much you really paid attention or if you finished it, because
We've been over this so many times.
haven't been over this. I'm so
Yes.
sure we haven't been over this.
Yes, we have. Not on the show, but previously.
I don't remember that.
Go look at your texts. I think
I
because
don't.
you were so traumatized.
We were all traumatized by the
You were so
ending.
traumatized by it and by me bringing it back up again that you just erased it from your brain.
We were all traumatized by season 5 or 4 or whatever the hell it was. It's irrelevant. I don't have any text from you about Killing Eve in my archive. I don't see it. I just don't. I'm sorry. I don't recall this. Is this a different timeline where we talked about this and I wasn't present?
I swear to God.
I know, dude. Okay, don't watch the last season. If you guys are watching Killing Eve, just stop. Just stop there. Or like turn it off with like 15 minutes left in the last episode. Don't, it's for your own good. Okay. Anyway,
I'm so confused right now.
I
I
don't know
don't
why.
I don't know what's real and what isn't.
I super don't remember having this conversation with you about. Anyway, yeah, I couldn't unsee Constantine the whole time.
True. I'm flabbergasted. I lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
I did like JP's mom though. JP's mom was cool.
JP's mom was funny. Gunther had a great cameo. Roscoe had a great cameo.
Yes. I cheered when Roscoe showed up.
Yeah, that was fun. He's in the credits. Roscoe is in the credits.
Yes, he is. I will say that like my theater, which was pretty packed, like people were enjoying themselves, and so there was a good amount of laughter going on. Like it's there's some funny parts in there.
Yeah, people were
I did see
laughing. They
that.
were having a good time. It was fun. There were race fans enjoying the racing, and I think that was what it set out to do. So well done in that regard.
Yes, correct.
Great soundtrack too. We talk. I mean, it's Hans Zimmer, but okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else on that? Sorry to flabbergast you.
I swear somebody's taking crazy pills over here.
No, it's not. Well, I guess it could be me, but I don't think it's me. Okay, let's talk about our racing also, because we just talked about Brad Pitt, the movie. When I was out in Arizona, what was that? Not last week, but the week before, because time is not real, and I had to look at a calendar for that. We finally had a chance to go karting, which we tried to do back in what, December?
Yes.
Yeah, and there was a large line or a corporate event or something where we were gonna have to wait like 2 hours to get on track, and it was already like 8 o'clock. So we decided not to do it. But this time around, we planned a little bit better. And we went earlier in the day, and we only had to wait 45 minutes to an hour. And we finally got to race, and I think it was a decent track. I think you and I both agreed we maybe liked it a little bit more than the track out here in Indy that we raced for our content video
Yes.
a while back. Yeah.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, the Octane track was a lot harder, a lot more, like I don't know, it was more intricate. Like it was more of a, it wasn't just a lift. Like you had to brake, man. There were hard braking zones here. Like you had to actually drive this cart. Like you weren't just riding around. Like I feel like maybe the K1 track was. This was like you had to drive the damn thing, which is why there were so many goddamn problems in race number 2.
There weren't really problems in our first race, but yeah, it required a degree of technical prowess, shall we say, that the K1 track didn't really. And I think a lot of that has to do with because there were some high speed areas at this track at Octane, whereas the K1 track never really had a super long straight like that where you could really get up to speed, and
Yeah.
this one did, and it caused some problems. Our first race was like fine, but you and I were both still learning the track at that point in time. So your first race is really like free practice. You just have to learn the track and where you go and where you get out of the way. And that was pretty good. I think we ended
I
up
like
finishing fifth and sixth or sixth and
Yeah,
seventh, respectively.
I think we were 5th and 6th.
Yeah.
I was taking off my helmet, so I didn't get where I finished exactly, like in terms of where everybody else compared to you. But I felt
You
like
finished in front of me, is all
I
I,
feel
know,
like
but I don't remember what place.
yeah, I felt like our pace was like almost exactly the same, give or take a few tenths, because like we were basically right with each other the entire first race. Like
Which was really fun because we didn't get
Yeah,
the
it
chance
was.
to do that at K1.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
only saw you momentarily a couple of times, but we fought off in that hairpin a couple of times. Just it was fun to actually get a little racing. And that was
I just couldn't
it was a
get
good
I just couldn't get past you because you did. I was like, it's on that track. It's like if you go off the racing line, you're screwed. Like real racing, right? So like
Sure.
a couple times I was experimenting with trying to get off the racing a little bit, maybe taking a little bit wider corner entry, and it just wasn't working. The grip just wasn't there. So like when I was behind you in like the second half of the race after you got back by me, like there were a couple times where I had some runs on you, but there was nowhere to go around you to like use it. So like,
Yeah.
there was like one section of the course where I felt like actually, I was better than you were. And I think it was the kind of, coming around near the start finish line kind of.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
think
like
that
in
that's
that
where I was.
middle chunk.
Yeah. So it was like, yeah, you
Yeah.
come around to that back hairpin that was outdoors. And
Mm-hmm.
then I felt like I was better than you coming off of that corner.
Yeah.
And then that's where I kind of caught up to you. And then I had to kind of put on my brakes a little bit
Mm-hmm.
harder, getting around that corner before the first hairpin.
I will say, like, the way that it was constructed made it feels rewarding when you make a pass because it's
Yeah.
not it was wide enough where you could, but it wasn't
Hmm.
super wide where everybody was going around everybody. You did kind of have to sit and wait and watch and line it up, and it was rewarding a couple of times to be like just down into the hairpin where you would be going a little bit wider and I would get on the brakes earlier and take the inside, and then it was just a race to see who could get on the
Yeah.
power fastest to
Hmm.
get out of there, and it was just good racing. So that was fun. But then our second race, we were fighting demons, literally and metaphorically, because I don't know what this arrive and drive karting. You are at the mercy of whoever decides to
Right.
walk in and be in your group, and that is
Yes.
the nature of the game, and I can't really complain about it. But if we ever had grounds to complain about it, it was this zero AI second race. Did you get crashed?
Um, I don't, yes, once.
Yeah.
I spun by myself twice
Mm-hmm.
because the cart I was using it literally had zero grip I could not figure out. I was pushing it too hard, um, to like try and get to that edge. And I went over the edge every time because I don't know how to go 70%. Like I
No,
only
why
go,
would you?
I only push here, I
Right.
only push. Um, so I think there was one time where like I was trying to, avoid a crash and then I thought I had missed it. And then somebody came and hit me that way.
Yep.
So I don't think I was crashed, but I was involved in multiple because this race
People were just
was crash
crashing.
fest from start to
People were
finish.
just crashing. They just weren't using their brakes, or they were driving into the barriers or driving into each other, I think is probably more likely because it was just if you get a group of friends that are just out to crash each other, it's like
Yeah.
everybody else that is trying to do actual racing is just at the mercy of that. I spun around once, avoiding running into the back of you, who was avoiding running into the back of several other people. And I hit somebody, and I felt really bad in our second race because again they weren't using the brakes and they spun out directly in front of me,
Hmm.
and there's nothing I could have done. But I felt real bad, and the track marshal came over to help him out and like pull him back from the barrier. And was like, let's use our brakes maybe, because you could tell they just weren't. They were fully flinging it into that corner and just went
Yeah.
around.
Hmm.
So to your point, not like K1 where with those some of those electric carts you can just lift. You don't have to actually
Yes.
brake and rotate
Hmm.
the car through the corner, but these ones you certainly did, especially at the end of that high speed section going outdoors. Like if you don't brake, you're going into the wall, and it is
Yeah.
not gonna feel good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a better second race for me. But you were in traffic a lot, so I don't know how representative
Yeah.
that was of
I
our road
felt
pace.
I was like I think I was a second off of your pace because the
Mm-hmm.
only times I was able to get clean air were at the very beginning of the race, and I caught up to the back of the pack so quick that it was over. Like it was like a
Yeah.
lap, and it was like a lap, and I was already because I was starting P1 in the second race, so I was like, let's go. I had the clean air. I can, this will be nice. And then, no, it wasn't because it was just a shit show from then on out.
Yeah, we
And
caught
I
up too quickly, I think.
caught up to the back of the pack and just everybody was crashing. So
Yep. So we had mixed success
yeah,
on that front, but
like
we
I
did
want
have
to know.
success in
Yeah,
the
no,
general learning the track.
I want to know like if you put you and I in similar because like the first race, I think that's why I struggled in the second race so much is because the first race I was driving the track one way, and I had enough grip to get around that turn.
Because I felt like I had more grip in my second car than on my first one.
Yeah, exactly. And so in that first car, I was able to kind of, I was sliding a lot, but I was able to catch it just enough, and pretty much every time. And actually, that was kind of fun to do. I'm not gonna lie. Like that was actually, it's a lot of fun to get. Like it was so much fun to get just a little, slightly
Just get a
loose,
little oversteer and catch it. Yeah.
and catch it, and then you're good. I think that was part of the problem with some of these other folks is they didn't know how to do that. So like
Yeah.
when they got the oversteery, they were like, "What do we do?" And that's when they were spinning out more so than even I did because I was struggling. But yeah, I'm like, if you so I would love to do just a time trial where it's like in those leagues that they do and they just do time trials and they do qualifying, and I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure they just do you on the course by yourself, and like you and I in the exact same cart, who has better pace. I have a feeling it would be you because I feel like you're a lot more patient than me. I am not. I overdrive. That's my problem. Just like in the F1 game, I overdrive way too much.
Yeah. Well, at least you didn't pull a Kimi Antonelli on Max Verstappen. We're not talking about that because I'm frustrated. So that is not on the docket this week. All right, we did have some success at the Chili's Triple Dipper. Do you want to talk about that? I've never had a triple dipper. I felt
Yeah.
like we had to go do it.
Yeah, because it's been another TikTok trend. Um, it's been trending, and people will get their triple dippers, and so we're like, oh, Jordan and I need to do this, and so we were like, okay, well, what do we do for dinner? Generally, we do Buffalo Wild Wings. We did not do that this time. We're like, it'd be great triple dipper, and so we found the local Chili's. Both of us ordered the triple dipper for ourselves, no sharing,
Oh, why would we do that?
no sharing.
No, not necessary.
And Jordan absolutely crushed her entire triple dipper. I did not. I was not able to finish mine. So Jordan is the reigning champ.
The reigning heavyweight champ at the Chili's Triple Dipper. It was good, I will not lie to you, but I did have some fear after that there was going to be a consequence for eating a triple dipper and then going to do two high-speed kart races. I was like, "Oh, will there be consequences for my actions?" And then there weren't, so it was fine, but I was like, if I put down fried mozzarella, chicken tenders and sliders and all the sauce that goes with those things, I'm like, this is
You're gonna come
potentially
in. The car is
dangerous.
gonna come in overweight.
It would have. I think if they had forced me to weigh in after that race, I would have come in overweight. Maybe that's why I was faster, because I had a little more momentum going into the corners from the triple dipper. So
Sponsor us, Chili's.
yeah, always pregame your kart racing with the Chili's triple dipper.
Yes.
Selections of items up to you, obviously. Okay. Let's real quick go to tracks of the week, and then you have something for the music segment.
Yeah, which we are
that I'm
probably
not
gonna have to.
privy to.
We'll have to table for it. We'll have to table it for next week because
Okay.
I gotta go pick up my car in like 10 minutes before they close.
Sweet. All right.
So yeah, we'll do tracks of
quickly,
the week and then
tracks
we
of the
can
week.
wrap.
All right. What do you got? Let's I guess take turns. I have three things, but one of them might be community. So
I have three things, but one of them might be community. I'm gonna shout out a song I added to my playlist last night because it came out last year, but it popped up on my TikTok because there's a new music video out for it, and I was a big fan of it, and it's such a sick song, sick album too that I missed last year. But it is Jack White song called Archbishop Harold Holmes, and the music video has John C. Riley in it, and this song kicks ass, dude. And and he sings it almost like he's like a preacher, so it's very like it's a sick track. So go check that out. If you go check out the song and the music video. It slaps.
yeah, I'm familiar with the White Stripes, so I'll put that in there.
Mm-hmm.
My choice that will not be community is Father Figure by John Bellion off of the record of the same name that just came out. I love John. He's an incredible artist. I had the chance to see him on the Human Condition tour a bunch of years ago at it was then called Comerica Theater downtown, and to watch him like deconstruct and reconstruct these tracks live on stage, like he's just an artist. You watch this guy make stuff, and he just has a real passion to create music, and it's a great track, and the record is awesome. So go give it a listen if you like John Bellion. If you like stuff that's faintly Jay Dilla, check it out. He's sweet, and he's got a lot of older material that's also really really good.
Anything else? I thought you said you had multiple.
Oh, I do. Yeah. Did you only have one?
I just had the one. Yeah,
Oh,
I do.
okay.
I mean, I have some other. I have some like others I can mention, but I haven't dove too deep into them
So
enough
fair.
to like. Yeah.
All right. I will mention our potential community track, which is "Mad" by Renee Rapp, which just dropped. This one's a banger. "Leave Me Alone" was a banger. This one's also a banger. We're looking forward to the whole record when that comes out. I think pretty soon. I want to say like maybe the end of this month. Let me see. It is August 1st. So soon-ish. She did a performance of it on one of the morning shows in New York City, and it looked like a lot of fun. And then I will also shout out, as a nod to our F1 movie viewing, Just Keep Watching by Tate McRae from the F1 movie. And happy
Yes.
birthday today to the Pop Princess, which I didn't know until today.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
cool.
today as of recording, not today
Yes.
as of Friday when you guys hear this. But shout out
Well,
Tate Summer.
shout out to Tate Summer. Shout out to the Tater Tots of the world, which apparently is a real thing. I did not know that.
That's a real thing. I thought Richie was maybe being undercover a little bit about this. I was like, how do you know about this?
We did listen to Tate McRae on the drive to Palm Springs, and I went through the all the songs that you put in my homework, and Corey was not familiar with like half of them. I was like, oh, we have some disagreement.
I mean, the new stuff is good, but like those are the deeper cuts.
Yeah.
That's the stuff I started out listening to. Was like the I Used to Think I Could Fly record with She's All I Want to Be. That one always hits. 100% of the time hits.
Right.
And then everything after that is amazing, but you can tell and you can agree with me on this point that I tried to give you is like she didn't always make pop bangers. It used to be like sad girl music
Yeah.
or like at least relatable sad girl music. Now who knows? But
Right.
she's on the up, man. Can you imagine? 22 years old doing that.
Shout
We're
out.
old.
Shout
We're
out.
so old. Yeah.
My Uber is on its way here and to
Okay.
arrive in approximately 6 minutes. So,
Scram.
and
Get out of
so
here. Get
hopefully
lost.
hopefully they haven't shut the doors at the discount tire by the time I get there. So
I doubt it. What is it? It's 5:43. You might be okay.
I think I'll be okay. They probably have a couple cars to finish up past 6 o'clock. So
Yeah.
hopefully,
All
I
right.
might call them as soon as we hop off and make sure. Hey, like if I show up a little bit after 6, is that okay?
Yeah. Go get it, girl. Go tire,
Cool.
girl.
Don't walk home when it's 110 degrees outside, y'all. Bad idea.
Who would
Never.
do that?
Why the hell would you ever do that?
I don't know. We certainly don't know. Anyway, you can catch us wherever you get your social media and your podcasts at OHOBC Pod. And you can catch Richie outside in the heat, walking to your local discount tire. Probably not ever again because he doesn't want to do this. But we'll see you next week. Thanks for listening.